Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I begin in the name of Allah, the All Beneficent, the All Merciful. Nuqoosh Ismat, Imam Musa Kazim, peace be upon him. Part 4. Companions and Students. First, Hammad ibn Isa. He has witnessed the period of Imam Sajjad to Imam Jawad, peace be upon them, and he is considered as a reporter of traditional reports. He was so careful in narrating traditional reports that he has quoted only 70 traditions from Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq, peace be upon him, and from them he selected only 20 in which there was no possibility of any defect or distortion. He requested Imam Musa Kazim, peace be upon him, to pray for him, and he prayed for his house, wife, servants, and that he be able to perform Hajj 50 times. By the grace of the Imam, all these bounties became facts for him. But when after performing 50 Hajj, he decided to go for one more Hajj, while he was putting on his ihram, he was washed away in floods and earned the title of the drowned one in Juhfa. Reference Ahsanul Maqal, Volume 2, page 87. Second, Abdullah Abdur Rahman ibn Hajjaj Bajali Kufi. He was a teacher of Safwan ibn Yahya and was considered a companion of Imam Sadiq and Imam Kazim, peace be upon them both. He came to the right path after a period of time and also met Imam Reza, peace be upon him, and passed away during that time. Imam Ali Reza had given glad tidings of paradise to him, and Imam Sadiq, peace be upon him, used to tell him, "Have debates with people of Medina. I need people like you among my companions." It is also narrated from Abul Hasan that he said with regard to Abdur Rahman that he was heavy on the heart, which is explained by scholars to mean that he was heavy on the hearts of the enemies, or that he was valuable in my heart, or he was heavy as his name was Abdur Rahman and the name of his father was Hajjaj, and both these names are heavy on the hearts of believers. And as Sibt ibn Jawzi has narrated that when Abdullah ibn Ja'far named one of his sons as Muawiyah, all members of Bani Hashim clan stopped speaking with him as they could not bear this name even in some exigency. Reference Ihsanul Maqal, Volume 2, page 87. Third, Abdullah ibn Jundab Bajali Kufi. He was a prominent companion of Imam Musa Kazim and Imam Ali Raza, peace be upon him, and a learned jurist and representative of the Imam. Imam Ali Raza had given him the guarantee of the satisfaction of God and His Prophet, and also gave glad tidings of paradise to him. It is famous about him that he was weeping profusely in the fields of Arafat. So Ibrahim ibn Hisham said, "I have never seen such a devoted stay in Arafat." He said, "By Allah, I have not supplicated anything for myself. I have supplicated everything for the believers in faith, as Imam Musa Kazim has said, one who prays in favor of his brothers in faith, a voice comes from the great throne of the Almighty, you will be rewarded 100,000 times of this. So I did not want that I should refuse 100,000 times from God and recite one supplication for my own favor, for which there is no guarantee that it would be accepted." Once Abdullah wrote to Imam Ali Raza, "I have become old, so please teach me a recitation that would increase my knowledge and understanding and make me proximate to God." Imam Ali Raza said, "Recite the following often: Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim." Meaning, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, there is no might and strength except by Allah, the High and the Great. Reference Ahsanul Maqal, Volume 2, page 88. Fourth, Abu Muhammad Abdullah ibn Mughaira Bajali Kufi. He was a reliable Islamic jurist and exceptional in piety and worship. He was considered among people of consensus and was the authority of 30 books. He himself admitted that he originally came from Waqifi sect. By chance he went for Hajj and clinging to the wall of Kaaba wept and prayed, "O God, guide me to the right faith." Suddenly a thought came to me that I should meet Imam Musa Kazim. So after Hajj I went to Medina and sent information inside the Imam's house that a person from Iraq has come to meet him. A voice came from inside. Abdullah ibn Mughaira, come in. I was astonished and I immediately accepted his Imamat. Then he said, go, your supplication is granted. I gained more certainty about the Imamat of the Imam, and by the praise of God I am still on it. Reference Ahsan al-Maqal, Volume 2, page 89. Fifth, Abdullah ibn Yahya Kahili Kufi. He and his brother Ishaq are among narrators of Imam Sadiq and Imam Musa Kazim, and the latter had bestowed special attention to him. So much so that he advised Ali ibn Yaqtin that he should take special care of Kahili, and therefore he used to mention the financial affairs of Kahili and bear the expenses of the whole family. Once after the Hajj, when he came to meet Imam Musa Kazim, the Imam said, Abdullah, now perform more good deeds as the time of your death has approached. Abdullah began to weep. Imam said, do not grieve. You are counted among my Shia and you have a good year after. Abdullah was highly elated and passed away after some days. Reference Ahsan al-Maqal, Volume 2, page 90. Sixth, Ali ibn Yaqtin. He was originally from Kufa but lived in Baghdad. He was among the most prominent companions of Imam Musa Kazim and was the focus of special attention of the Imam. He was born in Kufa in 124th year after Hijrah, after which his father left the country due to the fear of Marwan-e-Himar, and his mother also resided in Medina till Marwan-e-Himar was killed and the Bani Abbas came to power. At that time both came out from underground. The father of Ali ibn Yaqtin passed away in 185th year after Hijrah, and Ali ibn Yaqtin remained in the service of Imam Musa Kazim till the Imam informed him of his salvation from hellfire, and he became the vizier of the ruler according to the orders of the holy Imam. Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq had also prayed for him during his childhood, and Ali ibn Yaqtin was a very generous person, so much so that he sponsored 150 persons for Hajj in a year. Incidents during the period of the ministry of Ali ibn Yaqtin are famous and interesting. Imam Kazim was so kind to him that when he did not meet Ibrahim Jammal, the Imam refused to meet him in Medina and said, make Ibrahim happy and send him to Kufa from Medina in a single night. Ali ibn Yaqtin sought the forgiveness of Ibrahim and returned to the Imam. Ali ibn Yaqtin died in 180 years after Hijrah, at a time when Imam Kazim was in the prison. Some people have mentioned the year of his death to be 182 years after Hijrah. Reference Ahsan al-Maqal, Volume 2, page 90. 7th, Mufaddal ibn Umar Kufi Jofi. Sheikh Najashi and Allama have cast doubts on him, but other scholars of Rijal have praised him and testified to his veracity and narrated that he was an official representative of Imam Sadiq and Imam Kazim, and the former had placed a sum of money with him through which he was supposed to solve disputes between the followers of the Imam. And it is the report of Muhammad bin Sinan that Imam said, like Mufaddal is a comfort for me, in the same way you would be for Imam Raza and Imam Jawad. Abdullah ibn Fazl Hashimi narrates that he was with Imam Sadiq when Mufaddal arrived. The Imam greeted him cheerfully and said, by God you are dear to me, and if only all my companions had the same cognition as you. Mufaddal said modestly, Mawla, do not exalt me so much. He replied, I have only stated your true position. He asked, then what would be the rank of Jabir ibn Yazid? He replied, just like Salman was to Holy Prophet. He asked, and Daud ibn Kathir Rikki? He replied, like Miqdad ibn Aswad. After that he told Abdullah, the Lord of the worlds has created our souls from effulgence of his greatness, and has created your souls through our souls. I have the list of all my Shias, neither anyone can increase or decrease them. Abdullah expressed his wish to see the list. Imam showed him the scroll, and Abdullah at last saw his name and prostrated in thankfulness. Reference Ahsan al-Maqal, Volume 2, page 93. 8th, Abu Muhammad Hisham ibn Hakam. He was born in Kufa and brought up in Wasit, and at last settled down in Baghdad as he had business there. He is included among companions of Imam as-Sadiq and Imam al-Kazim, peace be upon them both, and was an extremely clever and intelligent person. He had no equal in scholastic theology and method of debate. When he passed away in Kufa in 179th year after Hijrah, Imam Ali Riza prayed for his salvation. And when he was mentioned in the presence of Imam Jawad, he said, "May God have mercy on him. He was the best defender of the rights of us Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them." Umar ibn Yazid narrates that Hisham was originally following the Jahmi religion. Once he expressed desire to debate with Imam Sadiq, so I booked an appointment with the Imam. When Hisham arrived, the Imam posed a question to him which he could not answer and came with the reply only after some days. Now the Imam asked him another question, and again he continued to search for its reply for some days. When he came for the third time, he could not dare to say anything due to the awe of the Imam. Considering it to be a tawfiq of Allah, he embraced faith and gained so much progress in the company of the Imam that he gave him a central place in gathering in the presence of Humran ibn Ayyin, Qais, Yunus ibn Yaqub, and Mu'min at-Taq, and said, "He is our helper through his heart and tongue," and then trained Hisham so well in the method of debate that no one could defeat him. It was the result of his defense of Ahlul Bayt that Harun issued orders for his arrest and he went underground. So much so that his family members were arrested. During this period, when the time of his death approached, he said to Bashir, "After I am dead, give me funeral bath, cover me with shroud and keep my bier at Konasa locality and write on a piece of paper, 'This is the bier of Hisham who died because of the fear of the regime,' so that it becomes certain of my death and my family members are released." It happened in the same way, and after the testimony of many persons, his family members were released, as now the regime was safe from Hisham's danger. Reference Ahsanul Maqal, Volume 2, page 95. Ninth, Yunus ibn Abdur Rahman. He was born during the reign of Hisham ibn Abdul Malik. He had also met Imam Baqir and Imam Sadiq, but he had the honor to narrate only from Imam Musa Kazim. He is included among the people of consensus, and Imam Ali Raza used to advise people to consult him in religious matters. He had also written a book, Yom wa Layl, which, when it was presented to Imam Hasan Askari, he read it from cover to cover and remarked, "This is the religion of my ancestors in me." Yunus passed away in 208th year after Hijrah, and Imam Ali Raza had given him the glad tidings of paradise to him thrice, and compared him to Salman, as he had confronted the Waqifi sect and invited people to Imamat of Imam Ali Raza. Otherwise, many had stopped the series of Imamat after Imam Musa Kazim and denied the Imamat of Imam Ali Raza, and seized all the properties and the rights of Imam Musa Kazim, peace be upon him. Reference Ahsanul Maqal, Volume 2, page 98. 10th, Yunus ibn Yaqub Bajali Dahni. He was the nephew of Muawiyah ibn Ammar. In the beginning, he was most probably following the Imamat of Abdullah Abdur, and after that he accepted Imam Musa Kazim as the Imam and became one of his most reliable companions, so much so that he also became his representative. He died in Medina during the Imamat of Imam Ali Raza, and the Imam arranged for his last rites and ordered everyone to attend his funeral, had him buried at Baqi, on which a few people objected as he was an Iraqi. Imam said, "He was our follower, so if he is not given space in Baqi, we would also not bury our dead over there." After which he was given the space to make his grave, and the Imam ordered the caretaker of the graveyard to water the grave for 40 days, as Yunus was so dear to God that he brought him from Iraq to the neighborhood of the Prophet, and peace be on those who follow guidance. Reference Ahsanul Maqal, Volume 2, page 100.